All right, so this is gonna be my strategy. We're gonna go over the entire month of November. November was a pretty slow month, but the thing is, some of the best traders in the world, like definitely retail, they don't trade every single day. They only trade really, really good setups. With this specific strategy, you're going to be able to make pretty good money. And if you lose, I'm going to show you the losing days, and I'm going to show you how, with this strategy, if you trade it throughout the entire month, you're going to end off the month profitable. So, this is Monday, November 3rd. I remember this day. We did not trade this day. So the first day of this month, we did not trade. So you may ask, why didn't you trade? Um, we're gonna go over it. So first, what we're gonna do is turn on VWAP. VWAP is pretty good to turn on because that is what we're using with our strategy. So when well, another thing that you can turn on is volume. So volume in VWAP, and your chart should look somewhat like this. And if your chart doesn't look like this on TradingView, one thing that you may have to do is, oh, it's not that. Where is it? It is ETH. So some people have their settings preset to regular trading hours, but I trade on extended trading hours because for some levels I use the after hours levels to mark down my support and resistance for after hours, and I use those as areas where I know to sell. So let's go all the way back because it brought us to the start of the month. Wait, all right, here we go right here. So as you see right here, November 3rd. November 3rd was the start of this month. So as you see, we have the VWAP on, right? And within this strategy is only effective in the first 30 minutes of the market. That's what I made it for. For on the first 30 minutes of the market, because what I typically notice, there is way more price action in the morning, and sometimes in the morning it could determine the whole entire day. And the only reason why I personally think that is because, like, if you look at this volume is high. Why do you think this volume is more higher than like the entire day? Majority of the volume comes at the start of the day and the end of the day. So whenever the volume is high, that typically means that there's more shares getting traded. And typically people who buying a lot of shares has a lot of money. And who has the most money that's trading in the market? Obviously big banks, hedge funds, people that manage a lot of money, and they use the stock market to make more money. So, um, that's just a quick rundown of why I wanted to trade in the morning, because I want to try to be in the same direction as the big banks. Like, for example, as you see right here, we open up above the VWAP, which is this blue line, and we only get only red candles, and our only green candle is when we come to the lower band. So this could possibly be retail trying to catch a moving train. This is not what something we're gonna trade. What we're gonna need to see first is candles on the 1 minute trading above the VWAP. If there's no candles trading above the VWAP, then there's literally no point of trying to get into the trade. What we're gonna need to see is green candles above the VWAP, so that can just tell us that, hey, there is somewhat of a demand in the market and there's buyers in the market. As you see right here, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they brought the market down hella. And this is mainly only effective on mutual funds, by the way. So the strategy is, what I normally use it on is SPY QQQ, and I use it on IWM sometimes, but you can really get away with just using it on SPY and QQQ. So a day like this, you're not gonna trade. You don't want to take any bad setups, and definitely if you're not trading with like billions of dollars, you're not gonna have like that information that you do need to like actually know what the market is going to do next. But if you don't have that type of information, or you can't spend enough money and move up the market in your direction, I wouldn't recommend trading. You could trade past this, but you just be using a different strategy. So we're gonna go to the next day. Now, as you see, Now, as you see, we do get that green candle above the VWAP, and we get a good wick as well. So this wick, this can just signal like, hey, there was sellers, but buyers overrode these sellers, and overbought the SPYs, so SPYs can start going up. And since we got a green candle above the VWAP, that's all that we're really looking for. We're not looking for 100, we're just looking for one. One will set the strategy off. If the strategy is, if you get the green candle above the VWAP, then you're really, 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 really good. So what I would personally do is wait until we would get a drop outside of the lower band. Now I'm gonna like explain this in like other terms where it's more easier to understand. We're gonna use the red light, yellow light, and green light. So if you guys have any questions in the live, you guys can ask it. I'm live right now, so you guys can ask any questions on the live. So this would signal a yellow light. Um, the only reason why it would signal a yellow light is because we got the price action above the VWAP. If we get price action above the VWAP, we're in a good position where we can wait. And now we're in a position where we're going to start to get ready. And then a green light would be a 1 minute close outside of the lower band. And as you see, we do get that 1 minute close. So right now, we're not going to go over stop losses. There is a trade that we did lose, and I'm about to show you the difference because I don't have a strict stop loss. I don't just sell at a position because it's low. I sell at areas where I know my strategy is not going to reverse at, and I'm about to show you where when it does that. So as you see, we get this area right here, and we get this drop. You could wait a little bit more longer, but with this strategy, your goal is to buy below the lower band. What's your YouTube? My YouTube is in my bio. Everything is in my bio. Um, but since we're in positions on a lower band, what we're gonna do is have two different type of TPs. Now, with our TPs is gonna be pretty easy to like um, recognize. Our first TP is going to be crossing this upper band. Well, not this upper band, the VWAP. And when I say crossing, I don't mean when it wicks. I mean when it crosses. Whenever you sell when it's crossing, typically your contracts is going to be more expensive. So it's more easy, it's more better to make money when it's crossing. And you can sell it at the end of the minute. Now, as you see with this specific cross, it crossed all the way to the upper band, all the way up here. So you know what that means? That means we'll be able to make more money. So this is 675.04 all the way to 676.62. That's $1.60 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minutes. Literally in 8 minutes, you would have been able to be done with your day. And if you're able to be done with your day in 8 minutes, that's really good. Some people work, imagine working 8 hours and then there's somebody making that 8 hours in 8 minutes because $1.60 is like damn near 50%. And let's just say you invested $1,000, right? That would have been a $500 day. Very simple. It's literally that simple. That would have been a $500 day. And vice versa to the downside, correct? No, it's more rules. We're gonna go over that more different on. We're gonna go more into that on the end of this month. But as you see, this is what you're able to do. Now, how to maximize the amount? How you get like those 150s or 200%? Me personally, I wouldn't just hold a contract all the way up to 150 or 200%, and it's my initial investment. The only reason why is because there's no reason for you to just hold a contract that's going up that high and you got all of your money inside of it. It's just like you're holding all of the risk and like you're basically putting yourself at a risk. And you don't want to put yourself at a risk. So what I normally do is size down and hold runners. And depending on how much money you investing per trade, you can sell 80% of your contracts and hold the rest of the 20% of your contracts and hold that into runners. So if you invest $5,000, you can have $1,000 in runners. If you invest $500, you can have $100 in runners. And if you invest $100, you can have $20 in runners. But you can't have $20 in runners because majority of these contracts, we're buying $1 or $2 out of the money. I typically do $1 or when it's about to be $2, so it's not technically $2, but it just hit it. That's what I do a lot of the times, and I sell in the money when I'm done with these contracts. So what I do is sell. You can sell 80% of your contracts, then hold the rest of the 20%, right? And my next TP will be the highest part of the day. And this is why we're gonna have extended trading hours on because if you have regular trading hours on, you're not gonna get this data. This data is really important. And then with that, this would be our area where we can sell more. Now our runners 675, right? All the way to 677. That's 567. Damn, 67. No, I'm just kidding. But you're literally making more money, and even if it was to go back down, you would not have to worry about losing money or ending the day off in the red. Like as a trader, your goal should be trying to find the best trades throughout the entire year and making sure you don't have to end the days off in the red. And definitely these are all day trades. I'm not a swing trader, so everything that I'm teaching you is do day trading. Guys, if you like the information that I'm giving you guys, make sure you guys like up the stream. Get it to 15K likes. If you guys are liking this information. We showed you a day where it doesn't appear right here, and we showed you a day where it does appear. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say this strategy is 100%, but one thing that I could say is that whenever you lose, your percentage that you're winning is gonna be way more higher. So what you could do is you don't gotta sell all your contracts. What I like to do is sell throughout the day. And when I say throughout the day, like every time it go up $1, you can sell, or if it goes up $1.50, you can start selling more contracts. So as you see, this was the highest part of the day, and then it starts to go down. And typically, if I was to have runners, what I normally do is sell it when it's crossing the VWAP level, which is right here. So that's what I would personally do, and I was able to make a lot of money off of that too. To managing the runners because you don't want your runners to go in the negatives, you want it to still stay in the positive, and 9 times out of 10 that would just be whenever it crossed the VWAP you can just finish your day. Now let's just say with this day we get this is 675 all the way to 679, so that's a $4 gain right there. Let's just say hypothetically we can all agree on 150%. 150%, right? So what we're going to do is have our percentages and we're going to write them down and we're going to add them up throughout the entire month. Now, we're on this day. This is Wednesday. Now, Wednesday is the days why I created this strategy. We're in a bullish market. So, theoretically, the market is going to go up way more than it goes down. This is what this strategy is made for. It's made for a bullish market. So I wouldn't know how it would trade in a bearish market, but in a bullish market, you'd be good. Do I need a laptop to even start doing this? No, you can trade on your phone. What website do you use? This is TradingView. How do you know when to sell? I'm literally explaining that. If you guys have any questions, and it's questions that I didn't answer, you guys can ask. Alright guys, we're gonna go to the charts. Now, as you see, what do you guys see right here? Price action above this blue line, which is what we're looking for. You see, I'm gonna make a white line. And with the blue line, what I do like about the VWAP is that it trades with the volume as well. Okay, since you didn't answer my question, can you spare me $100 for 8? What the heck? Hold on. What? Guys, TikTok is crazy. But as you see, what I like about VWAP is that with VWAP you're trading within a day. So if it's not a lot of volume, if it's not a lot of money getting added into the market, your TPs is gonna be more lower. But if there is a lot of money being added inside of the market, um, your TPs is gonna be more higher. So it's like you're trading with how much money is being added in the market, which is really, really good. So, um, what, how much is the minimum amount you can start with? The blue line is the VWAP. The minimum that I started it with, I'll just tell you what I started off with. I started off with $600. Stocks or crypto. And if anybody can answer the questions that is already like that I already answered a lot of times, that would be helpful. So I don't have to pause myself and answer a question that I already answered. So as you see, we're getting price action above the VWAP, and not the red candles we're looking at the green candles. We see this one, two. We get yes, two green candles, but that's all we're looking for is those green candles above the VWAP. So as you see, now this is gonna be a way more better trade because now we get more. And as you see, we did make a wick. That doesn't mean try to rush into a position on a wick. Only get into positions if you're buying below the lower band. So as you see right here, um, it comes down to the lower band, it get bought up, and it hits our first TP. Don't sit there and panic. At the end of the day, you're good. If you don't, you don't have to worry about trading every single day. There's gonna be days you don't trade. Like the first day of this month, we didn't trade. Well, last month we didn't trade. As you see, it comes back down, and now it comes outside of the lower band, and it's a 1 minute close. So you know what that means? We can buy our positions. So as you see, we buy our positions, right? Literally the next minute, in 60 seconds, it takes us to our first TP, which we can sell half of our contracts. Or if you want to trade it more aggressive, I would do like 30% to 40%. Well, you can really go down all the way to 20%. I remember selling 20% of my contracts on the first TP, but you can sell 20% all the way up to 40%. Just look at it like this. The more money that you the more the more contracts that you sell at the first TP, the more safer you are in a position. There's a lot of majority of the times it's gonna hit the second TP, but if you sell at there's gonna be days where it hits the first TP and it starts to go down. But I don't think that happened this month. So it does happen, but it didn't happen in November. If it did, we're gonna see. But now we're able to sell, let's just say 40%, let's just say 30% of our contracts right here, right? We sell 30% of our contracts above the VWAP. As you see, it crossed the VWAP and it didn't wick. It actually crossed it. And then our second TP is going to be this upper band, which is right here. And then we could sell 20 or like just get rid of half of your positions of what you already bought. That's what I would do. So if you invested $1,000, $500 should have been out of the market. And then now your next TP can be the highest part of the day, which is right here. And as you see, we hit that with ease, which is literally the next candle. Now, as you see, this gives, of course, TGL has a free will. You too, you should watch it, learn. I don't know. This is options, guys. This is not futures. This is options for sure. Everyone win. Just take in consideration that these are options. These are not futures. So as you see, this was a quick position. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was 5 minutes, and you do not need to trade. Like literally, you did not have to. All you had to do is wait 5 minutes. Literally 60 seconds. 60 times. I don't know what 60 times 5 is on the top of my head. 6 times 5 is like 30, 30, probably 300 seconds. Oh yeah, 300 seconds. All you had to do is wait 300 seconds, and you didn't have to worry about price falling down. In 300 seconds, this went up to 674.32 all the way to 675. So this actually went up almost $2 in 300 seconds. And the thing is, we still holding positions. So this is how I typically determine if we're going to this is how I typically determine if we're going to trend out. The way I determine if we're going to trend out is if we're reversing off of this upper band. As you see, we did come inside of the VWAP levels right here, and then it was a huge wick. It got bought up, and literally in the next 120 seconds, 2 minutes, we quickly got bought up to the upper band. So now what you can do with that is literally hold until the end of the day. And when I hold until the end of the day, that's typically till 11 o'clock. And at 11 o'clock, that's when I would sell all of my contracts. So these are the days that you're gonna want to be looking for. Like, we're in a bullish market, so there's gonna be way more times that a day like this is gonna happen instead of a day where it just starts to go down. You know, it's gonna trend up more often because we're in a bullish market. Pacific time, yeah, guys. And by the way, when I say 11 o'clock, I'm in California. So that's Pacific time. So you can calculate it however it is for you. Like, for example, the market opens up at 6:30 for me. So you can see how different it is. What broker do you use to be able to trade with your Roth IRA? I use Robinhood. Fashion same. Yeah. Alright, so we just went over a really good week. This was 150%. This is 674 all the way to 680. That's like a $6 gain right there. So we can be comfortable and say this was like at least 300. Let's just do the lowest, 250%. I say the lowest should be 250%. So what we're gonna do is have a calculator, right? We're gonna get a calculator, and we're gonna add all of these percentages. 150 plus 250. All right, so far we're at 400% on the first week of the month, by the way, guys. And by the way, I literally do all of this live inside of my Discord too. So everything that I trade, I do live within my Discord. I have a whole community, and we live trade every single day that we do trade. And every time I'm looking at the market, I'm always live, and I'm explaining you guys what to do. So if you guys do want to go join the Discord, it is in my bio, or you can find it in the description. So just like doing a little ad right there. But now here go the next day, Thursday. Now, what do you see that's different within this day? What do you see? There's no price action above the VWAP. Literally no price action above the VWAP. So if there's no price action above the VWAP, right? What do that mean? That means the yellow light didn't activate. That means we're not looking for a position. So 9 times out of 10, what you're going to do is not trade. There's no reason to get in a trade if the setup is not there. So so you wouldn't want to look for a trade right here, and that's what I wouldn't do. So the psychology behind that, you're like, what if it's going down and you know it's gonna go down and you know you're not gonna trade? Why won't you just trade in that direction? The thing is, whenever you're making money with a strategy, you want to make money because of the strategy. If you're making money because the market is going up or the market is going down and you have to just guess it like that, it's not going to work long term. You want to use a strategy to take you throughout the entire year instead of just doing like some bullshit and trading every single day. Like I always tell my students, it's better to make $0 in a day than lose $1. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to, that dollar that you did lose, you're going to have to make it back in your next trade. So you wouldn't trade. And why would you trade if your previous trades went if you're up 400% on whatever you're investing. So if you invested $1,000, that's $4,000 right there on the first week. So um, I personally wouldn't trade on days like that. I know a lot of people get pissed off that they don't trade, but if you're getting pissed off that you don't trade, you shouldn't be trading, honestly. Fridays, I don't trade Fridays, so every Friday we're gonna literally ignore. So now here go Monday, November 10th. As you see, I do like this day actually. So as you see, we only trading in the first 30 minutes of the market, right? And as you see, we get the price action above the VWAP. And if we're getting price action above the VWAP, that means the yellow light did appear. But what is missing with the strategy? What is missing with the strategy? The drop below the VWAP lower band. We don't get no drop until 7:44. We're trying to get in positions with big banks. So what I notice is every time there's demand in the morning and we get a drop on the lower band, right? Big banks are there's a lot of money getting added into the market and it's a lot of stuff. Hey, please don't do any self promoting. If you're gonna do self promoting, just create your own live stream. But um we want to enter where there's a lot of money being added into the market. You don't want to be on the opposite side of the market. You want to be on a side where the money is getting added to the market. So, as you see right here, we do not get any position and we're not going to trade on this day. So, on Monday, we're not going to trade on this day. But at the end of the day, there's going to be days you do trade and there's going to be days you don't trade. So now here go a good day. Now, as you see right here, we get the price action above the VWAP. We get the price action above the VWAP, and now we're looking for a drop. We're getting wicks, and this is when we get this drop. We get the drops right here. So what we're gonna do on the lower band, we're gonna buy calls. After we get done buying those calls, we're gonna have two different TPs, like I said. We're going to have the TP crossing the VWAP. And as you see, a day like this is really, really good. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be able to sell way more of our positions. We're going to be able to sell way more of our positions that we're holding. So as you see right here, we get a strong cross. I wouldn't recommend selling 30 or half of your positions right here. I would recommend selling it up here because this is a clear cross and we hit both of our TPs in one candle. That's just extra money right there. Literally extra money right there. It's like more money is going inside of your pocket. So if more money is going inside of your pocket, you should most definitely take advantage of that because if you're able to take advantage of that, that's really good. So you could sell more than half of your contracts. You could sell 70 or you could sell 80. So that's what I would typically do. And my next TP would be the highest part of the day, which is right here. So, well, not right there after hours. It made a new high right here. So it would literally be the next candle. And as you see, we traded really good. So you're able to sell more of your runners. And if you're selling more of your runners, it's better for you. It's just more profit. So as you see, it does drop. And then you can get rid of the runners. At the end of the day, you're still going to make more money. You're still going to be able to make more money than what you lost because at the end of the day, you sold majority of your contracts up here when your option premiums was literally damn near the highest. And seeing how fast this moved, this is really good. Let me see some questions. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask them. I'm about to answer some questions. Told him to trade with no knowledge. I told him to search up and learn it. Trading is complicated. I mean, it's only complicated when you're trying to learn. Like, if you think about it, do you remember learning English? Like, that shit must have been hard as hell. Like, imagine learning a new language. I feel like learning a new language is way more harder than trading stocks. Exactly. Practice before you invest. Yeah. With 406 followers, and you're gonna insult this streamer. Somebody insulting me? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, like I actually like my life. My life is good. So like if somebody insult me, it's not gonna really matter. That's what I was saying. Take time, just join an insider group and use a bot, bro. That's how I did. I don't know about bots. I saw like a lot of bad stories with bots. I just started trading. I already made 5K my first week. That's good. TJR on free course. I just use the bag method. Do you have a trading group? Yeah, I have a trading group. If you guys do want to trade with me live, I live trade every single day. I'm looking at the market. How do I start learning with no knowledge and where do I begin with all the videos and options? I would just go to my YouTube videos and watch it. Do you have a video on how I could set up trading view charts the way you have your setup? I'm gonna make a video. You know what? I can make so many videos when I'm live, so I'm probably gonna keep on doing this. I think this is like low key the method. Trading not complicated at all. Okay, how much you making money if you don't mind? 5 figures. You're good. Cash sharing your knowledge. Thank you. I do learn. Okay, is your Discord free? And by the way, guys, anybody who's watching this on YouTube, I do, um, I do post out my trades literally for free on my thread. So if you guys go through my thread, I need to make a new X account. I'm gonna start posting it out for free on my X as well. But we got done with this day. This is 679 all the way to 680. Let's just say we got a cool at the lowest. Let's just say 30%. So now within a month, this is 430%. 430%. And we're 11 days in the market. Now, here go a losing day. That's good that we got a losing day right here. Because this strategy is not 100%, but let me see something. Alright, never mind. This would have just been a pure losing day. Even with my put strategy, I wasn't able to predict this. But one thing that I could tell you how to like lose lower is whenever the previous day is like goes up like in a trendy way, like it goes up way more than normal. That means the next day it's gonna have some type of pullback. So just keep that in mind for when you do end up trading this strategy. If the previous day did trend, there's a good chance that we may drop, so you can just risk lower. But you could still take the setup because that doesn't mean that. Uh, hold on, who is this person self-promoting? I'm gonna just he's not harassing anybody, so I'm gonna just mute him. Um, whenever the price goes up a lot the previous day, what you can do is just risk less because there is some days where you are going to win, but there is this is when I typically notice that I lose the most. Is literally because of this huge day, the previous day. So, as you see right here, right? Um, we do get that one drop. Well, we do get the price action above the VWAP. There's demand, what we're looking for. And we get that drop, but as you see, literally the next we start to go up and the next candle we fell. Now what we can do is now the thing is what we could do is sell all of our positions. That's what I'm gonna do because this is a dying position. If you notice, every single time that we did trade, um, the positions move fast in our directions. Like we should be in profit in like the next 7 minutes. So whenever we're not in profit, that means there's a good chance that we may end up losing. You don't gotta hold your contracts. There's no point of just like trying to hold it and hoping that it go up to break even. At the end of the day, once it came down here, it was gonna be way more harder for it to go up. And what I typically do is like if the next day is not good enough if the next candle is not strong, there's a good chance that you're going to lose. So I would have most definitely sold at this next candle because sometimes this can happen and the next candle it go get bought up. That's why I don't have a strict stop loss, But if it doesn't on the next candle, I would just sell. And then as you see, this is the lowest part of the day, which could typically be a stop loss for us. And it broke it with strong volume. And it's not just a strong volume it broke. It also broke with pretty strong a strong bearish candle. So let's just say within this day, 664, 6, is this a whole dollar? No, it's not a whole dollar. Let's just say we lost 25% of what we made. So we're gonna go to our calculator and do minus 25, and now we're at 405. So now on the month we're at 405 within the entire that looked like an S. I'm not gonna fix it. 4 or 5 within an entire month of trading. So yeah, you would have lost money, but at the end of the day, you would have made way more money. With just this trade alone, should like you basically made 5% this week, which is $50. Um, but now on Thursday, as you see, we don't get the price action above the VWAP. We don't get it at the VWAP, and it's past our window to trade. So we wouldn't trade on a day like this. So last week you was able to go up 400%, but this week you go up 5%. That's why you want to trade it within the entire month. How I get in your Discord? You can join my Discord in my bio. I charge $99 a month to go live. And I go live and live trade and post out the signals. Do everything live. Like all of these trades, by the way, was done live. So like we did these, and that's why my students was able to go and make some good money. What we're gonna do is go over the money at the end of this month, guys. If we got 125 people in here, if you guys like the information that I'm giving you guys, get us to 20K likes. We're giving out so much information, and I think this is probably gonna be like one of my best TikTok streams actually, because we're going over the entire month without stopping. So get us to 20K likes, and we're gonna keep on giving out this information. Now, November 17th. November 17th was literally kinda not the same thing, but as you see, we get the price action above the VWAP right here. We get the price action above the VWAP, but we don't get the drop. So we're not gonna trade. As you see, we're only looking for the best trades within the entire month. What I'm gonna do is next video we're gonna go through the puts, because if there's ways, like I have 5 different strategies that I created by myself, and what I could do is teach you guys all of the strategies. What we're gonna do is go over the put strategy through our next video or next live stream. It really depends. But as you see, we don't get the price action that we're looking for, and we don't get the drop that we're looking for. So if we're not getting a drop, there's no reason to trade. So now it's Tuesday. Now, as you see right here, this would have been a losing trade. But hold on, let me see something. Here we go. Alright, so it doesn't appear right here. This would have been a losing trade right here as well. So you would have took 2 losses, but I mean, you're only 2 losses in within the entire month. So, no. I'm tripping on my ass. You wouldn't have lost this day if you traded this correctly. We get that green candle above the VWAP right here. You see what I mean? So you would have had to wake up in the morning, and literally the next minute you would have had to place your contracts, and then this would have took you all the way to your TP. So if you was paying attention, making sure that you're like paying attention at looking at the market, and being there, being live, you would have been able to take this trade, because you would have been like, oh, there's a drop, okay, let's fill. Now, a secret to like getting into these positions is you don't gotta buy at the end of the minute every single time and wait till the next candle. Something you can do is buy at like start to fill at like 57 seconds. Whenever you start to sell at 57, between 55 to 55 to 59 seconds, you can feel at it. If the price is getting way too low and is not getting bought up at any time, what you can do is fill at those levels. That's what I do. That's how I get the lowest fill that I could possibly get. And then if it doesn't fill automatically, what you do is just wait because the price is gonna go up. And if it starts to go up, you literally got in at the price that you want, right? And then it's already going up. Somebody sold you those contracts. Probably an algorithm or a person that was like, oh, I'm gonna just leave these contracts. So as you see, literally in the next minute, you would have been able to make more money. You would have been able to sell all of your contracts. But once it's dropped out of, I would just say you could sell 70% of your contracts simply because it hit both of your TPs at once. So as you see, this was 661.09 to 663.62. That's a huge gain, guys. In 60 seconds, that's giving you like 60% or 70% depending on what, or maybe even 100% depending on what contracts you bought. But let's just say 60% right here. But as you see, our strategy does appear again, right? Because you can trade this strategy as many times as the price drops below the VWAP. And if it drops below the VWAP, you're good. You can get into fill. And as you see, right here, it happens again. Now, what's different with this one? It hits our TP and then it reverses. What you could do is sell 50% or 30% of your contracts, but it does reverse, and it reverses pretty hard. And once you start seeing that high volume on the downside and it's bearish candles and it's continuing with downside, there's a good chance that you're going to want to get out of your contracts and get out of it. So we got 14K likes in a live stream right now. Hopefully everybody is learning something new and learning something good. Guys, type 1 if you're learning something new. Type 2 if this me talking is going over you guys' head completely. So I want to see who's like getting it, who's not. But let's just say with this one you made we're gonna say like at the lowest 50%, and with this one you lost like 10% because you still sold half of your contracts. So let's go over it. We're gonna do plus 50 and minus 10. Now we're up 445% on a month. 445%. Why not just get a trading bot? I mean, who wanna get a trading bot? I mean, like, I actually like trading, and the thing is, a trading bot can mess up in so many different ways. Why not get a trading bot? Like, it's easier. No, bro. If I don't think you know what a trading bot is, if you think trading bots are more easier to program and how much money they cost to build, and for them to actually work, bro, trust. That costs hundreds or even sometimes millions. Do anybody got any questions? Bro, kind of new, but I like to try to use this setup. Yeah, I mean, you could do it by yourself or you could do it with me. Which app do you use to trade? Robinhood tips for beginners. Just listen. You're right though. Love the shot. Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, easy. I would say the only con in pro with this strategy is that it does cost a lot of patience. Like if you're not patient and you're not taking action, you're gonna miss a day. And if you miss a day, you don't know the next time you're gonna trade. So I can say like that could possibly be a reason why a lot of people like mess up with this specific strategy. Like you're not patient. Like you gotta be more patient. You gotta actually be there to take these trades. But if you look at it, now we're already on the 19th day. There was a lot of days where we didn't trade, right? And there was a lot of days where we trade and we win. And as you saw, we technically had, I say, 1.5 loss, but we were still able, our strategy did appear and we was able to sell out both of our TPs. If you're able to sell out both of your TPs, it's going to be hard to end the day off in the red. So now we're on November 19th, right? And as you see, we don't get the price action that we need. We don't get the price action that we need. Great advice, bro. Which is the best app to try out and using options? I use Robinhood. How many option trades do you take a day and you live trade every day? Yeah, I live trade every time I'm looking at the market. But I'm normally investing 25 to $5,000 per trade. But here we go right here. Price action above the VWAP, no drop. That means no trade. You don't want to sit there and trade. And by the way, I would say this was more of a slow month when I first said it. When I first started explaining it and going over the entire month, I did say this was a slow month. So there was like last month in October, we traded way more times. I don't know if you can hear the sirens. I hope you guys can't. But last month in October, there was way more trades, and we was able to make way more money. But with this month, it was just popping up less, but it was still popping up. So if it's still popping up and you're able to still trade it, and every time it does pop up, you're getting like 100%, you guys just gotta look at it as if you're not satisfied with a 100% trade, that means you guys are going through a capital issue. There's people out there that invest $100,000. And if you're investing $100,000 and you get 100% on $100,000, that's $100,000 on the day. You guys get where I'm coming from? And right now, with like, if you're investing anything under 10K right now, and you can trade SPY, you be good trading SPY. But if you're trading anything above 10K, I know there's some people in my Discord that invest way more money per trade, and I don't tell them to trade SPY. You don't wanna worry about trading SPY. What you're gonna do is go to SPX. So that's only if you're trading more than 10K per trade. Now we're gonna go to Thursday. Thursday we would have made a lot of money. Hold on, I accidentally put on EMAs. Um, hold on, I want to see something real quick. Oh no, it didn't. Alright, so with Thursday, as you see, our strategy is not going to appear. We're not going to take any bad trades. We're only going to take the best trades that we can find within the entire month. So as you see, I'm pretty sure you guys can understand that there's going to be no trade right here. Because once it drops at 8 o'clock. That means we're not going to trade it. So let's go to the next day. Friday, we don't trade on Fridays. So now it's Monday, November 24th. Alright, so now this is a really good day. This is why I love this strategy. Because like we get those trends. You just download one of the yellow backgrounds of the feature icon. Is Forex trading high risk? I wouldn't say it's high risk. I would just say it's a different market than me, so I wouldn't really know too much about it. But as you see, we get the price action above the VWAP, and then we get a drop. Now with this drop, what we can do is buy calls because we're getting that drop out of the lower band. And with the lower band, what we can do is just hold these until they hit both of our TPs. As you see, I wouldn't say right here it crosses, but you could sell right here if you want to get out of the and just be safe. You don't have to, but you could. But right here, right here I would say is a cross. So we would have most definitely sold around this area. And let's go over it. November 24th, right? And November 24th, this was the week of Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure. And as you see, we do get our first TP hit, and we get our second TP hit. We could sell 30%, and then we can get rid of 50% of the contracts that we originally bought. Now, after that, as you see, we start bouncing off of the upper band. If we keep on bouncing off of this upper band, that means we're gonna trend. So you know what that means? We're gonna trade, and we're going to hold until 11. And 11 is just typically when I get rid of all of my contracts on a trendy day. Like sometimes they go up higher, but 11 is just when I finish out the day. So as you see, this is 661 all the way to 669. So that's like $8 right there. But I remember specifically, I think I bought at a higher price and the premiums on these contracts was more higher. So there's gonna be days or what? Yeah, days where contracts is more expensive than what they really are. And when they're more expensive, when they go up, they don't go up like how it would originally be priced in at. It could be because all of the news that was gonna be released are earnings. It can be just because the demand is way more higher, so the option market makers make the options more expensive. So with this day, we got 250%. So I actually remember trading this because this was like last week. That 250%. Now we're up 695% within um within all of the option contracts that we're doing. Man, these hold on. This is like kind of bugging me now. I'm gonna try to make a good five. Oh my gosh. This is not that good. But now we're up 695. And one thing that you can't say is this strategy doesn't work. Every time it did appear, I showed you guys. Every time it lost, I showed you guys. We did take that one loss, but it was one loss within the entire month. Come on, tell me that is not a really, really good strategy. And last month of October, we traded more times, and and we made way more money. I remember we made way more money on October, but with this, we still made a really good month. Now let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday was a different day. Now the only reason why we did take a losing trade, we didn't take a losing trade. We actually didn't trade because you guys remember what I told you guys earlier. Whenever it starts to trend, there's a higher chance that it's gonna open up pretty hot. That is gonna that the next day we're gonna get a big drop. So what did I tell you guys? If you guys was paying attention, I told you guys to just risk less per trade. So, but I'm pretty sure this was the day where our put strategy appeared. So I'm about to just quickly explain the put strategy. If you guys are watching a YouTube video, it'll be more easier. If you're in the live, I recommend you guys go to my YouTube and go subscribe so you guys can like understand this because there was a specific reason why I didn't buy calls this day, and this day was more beneficial for puts. And I'm gonna show you just these 2 days. So now this our chart is gonna look a little bit more different. As you see with our call strategy, it did appear, but if you took it, we would have lost. But we didn't take calls. So I want to show you guys our push strategy. What I'm gonna do, you don't need VWAP for this, but you could use VWAP to like know when to sell, but you technically don't really need it for this strategy. So with this one is with RSI and EMAs. Now, the EMAs that I'm using is the 20, the 20, the 50, the 100, and 200. So what you do is this is on a 1 minute again, right? And once, as you see, we get overpriced on the RSI. So whenever the RSI go over 70, that means like retail is pushing up the market. The emotions is high. I like to look at it as an emotional indicator. If the price moves too fast in one direction, it's gonna show in the RSI. Now, and I like to look at everything with green and red candles. Look at green candles as greed. Look at red candles as fear. So all it is just greed and fear. That's how you look at the market. Do you record your lives? Yeah. You can go to my YouTube. It's in my bio, and you guys can go check out the my live stream from here. Because I don't know if you guys are going to get this the first time, but it's a video, so you guys can keep on rewatching. So once the RSI get overvalued, what we're looking for is that drop next from the, or we're looking for that drop from the overvalued spot, reacting from the overvalued spot. But now we're looking for specific EMAs. The 50 EMAs is what I typically use to trade. And what I typically do is whenever we get that drop crossing the EMA, right? What you want to do is wait until that next candle. The next candle is going to be your confirmation candle. So if it doesn't go above the if it closes below the EMA, the 50 EMA, and breaks more EMAs at that, it's just way more profitable. That means we're gonna start heading down. That's a reason why we didn't buy calls. And you could have bought at the end of this candle, and you can have your TP. It just depends on where like you're comfortable at. Like for example, you can go down a dollar, 668 to 667. If it's already below the VWAP. If it's already below the VWAP, that means that we're gonna be trading below this VWAP for a while. So you can go down a dollar, which is 668 to 667.23. But as you see, it hit that dollar pretty quickly. So if it's hitting those dollars pretty quickly in the next candle, like look at this volume on the green side. There's no buyers. It's really mainly only sellers. So as you see, you can hold these contracts for a little bit more longer. And I would say like right here would be like the max I would probably go, which is 668 all the way to 666. And that's $2.20. That's really good. That's really good. And that is on a day that we would have typically lost. So you know when your call strategy is going to lose. We're not gonna add a percentage on this day because we're teaching you. I'm going over this specific strategy. If you was to go over this unspecific strategy, most likely I'd do that on another day. But that is why we didn't lose on this day. So I'm not gonna count this as a loss. But if you didn't know, if you just watch half of the video and like, oh, I get it, you're gonna lose on this day. So make sure you guys watch all the videos because we're going through the entire month. So we're gonna get rid of VWAP, and we're gonna get rid of no, we're gonna get show the VWAP, get rid of EMAs, and then we're gonna delete the RSI. So now we're back to our original chart that we got on. Now, guys, if you want me to make a video about the VWAP, or well, no, my put strategy, like up this live and make sure you guys in the YouTube, make sure you guys like up the video and subscribe. We're giving out like a lot of information. Now here go another day. The put strategy did work on this day, but what we're gonna do is the call strategy because it worked on both sides. As you see, now this day we still did get that huge trend, but like I said, with our call strategy, you can still trade it. You don't gotta not trade it just because it does show, but you're still able to make money with these puts. Now, as you see, right here, we get the price action above the VWAP. The price action above the VWAP, right? And then we get the drop. Now, this is literally the last minute of where we're supposed to be trading. So you can get in a trade because our strategy did technically appear. This was at 659. You're able to buy some calls, right? And like I said, with these wicks, I'm not too strict with my stop loss. I told you when a stop loss is typically happen. As you see, it did go down with a wick, but it didn't close. It got bought up, and then with the next candle, it wasn't going down, and then the next 3 minutes, it brought us back to profit. So as you see, it hits us. We're able to hit our first TP, and it's a little bit more than VWAP. This is above the VWAP. So this is 677 all the way to 678. Let's see if this is a dollar up. Yeah, this is a dollar up. So let's just say you're getting like 30% off of this trade, but we're still holding these positions. Now, days like this is going to happen where it does take a little bit more longer to hit your second TP. Don't panic because we're looking for it to, if we're going to like sell our positions, I would rather like see the price come all the way down here before it hits our second TP, and I would rather just get rid of all of my other contracts at a loss. It's better to just lose instead of like going down 50% just to make money off of it. So as you see, it hit our second TP, and now we're able to Now we're able to sell like half of the positions, and now we're like basically out. It does take quite a bit time, so that is going to affect the quality of the contracts. Time decay is real, so the longer you hold these contracts, the more worthless they become. So let's just say this is 677.28 all the way to 678.86, so almost $2. Let's just say 30%. Let's just say overall 30%. But as you see, right here, we come to this level right here, but we don't break. We made a good wick off of the VWAP. So hey, what do that potentially mean? That we may trend. So as you see, within the day, we do trend. And I would have sold at 11 o'clock at this time. And then with 11 o'clock, wait, I'm so sorry. The next TP would be the highest part of the day, which is right here, this 679. And we would have sold literally at this area right here, which is the highest part of the day. And this is 677 all the way to 679, which is 789. That's a $2 gain right there. So now let's just say now we're up 50%, right? Now, within that 50%, we was able to get rid of some contracts maybe up here. But it started to break inside of this range, and it did get bought up, but it broke again. So this can signal that it's becoming weak. And whenever it's becoming weak, what you can do is just get rid of the contract. So let's just say you got rid of your last contract at 680. So we're most definitely 789. That's 100% right there. So let's just say we got 100% gain right there. So plus 100%, that's now we're up $795 with 795%. 795%. Literally on a day. Come on, guys. We just, and I think that's the month actually, because the next day was Thanksgiving, and now it's Monday. Monday we won our day, but we're not gonna like. I'm pretty sure the amount of times that I explained it, you guys can probably just tell that we won.